All right. Well, thank you for joining me. This is Patrick Meyer, Global Head of Business Development with Rentschler Biopharma. And we'll have a conversation today. I'm looking forward to hearing what you've been up to lately. So let's start with, how would you describe where Rentschler Biopharma is strongest today and the role you play for clients?
Yeah, thank you, Josh, first of all, for having me, and thank you, everyone, for joining. So Rentschler Biopharma, maybe for everyone who doesn't know, is a mammalian cell culture drug substance CMO based in Germany. Our headquarters is in the heart of Europe, directly near to Munich, and we have a manufacturing site in the US, on the East Coast in Massachusetts, in Milford, close to Boston. And Rentschler Biopharma is a CDMO with a long track record, in total 150 years, owned by the Rentschler family, so we're family owned, which creates a lot of stability and long-term thinking, which is something that we can bring to the table for our clients as well, because this stability and reliability is something we breathe every day of our work life, essentially. What we bring to the table for our clients in addition to that is overall a very high level of flexibility. Rentschler is known in the industry as a CDMO for the more complex molecules, and we do have a very strong track record for commercializing products. So in total, at the moment, we are producing 10 commercial drug substances for originator products in our global network, 2 in the US and 8 of them in Germany. And we have a couple of other projects coming. So that know-how is something that we bring for our clients. And if you look at 150 years and that overall long-term thinking, and being based in Germany, our SMEs, the experts that we have, they typically have a tenure of 20 and 30 plus years with us. And that's something that you cannot buy with money, because these people, they have seen it all, and that's it just creates a lot of stability for projects that are run with Rentschler.
That's great, and I look forward to hearing more about these projects when that news is ready. Where do you see your strongest fit for your expertise in the market?
It's a mixture. As I already mentioned, we have a strong commercial track record. At the same time, Rentschler is and has always been known as a very good development CDMO for early phase candidates, and then leaning more towards the complex molecule side. So anything where it really becomes tricky, you can rely on the Rentschler expertise to bring you through that early phase and get you into the clinics quickly, also with the more trickier molecules. At the same time, we do pride ourselves with more pioneering in innovative thinking. So we license in technologies that are now state-of-the-art quite early, like, for example, the Atom Horizon technology with the targeted transposase that enables us to already get some cell lines quite early in a project that have a very high titer, and enables our clients to think commercial in a very different setup, not just going into large-scale manufacturing, but being able to stay in the 2K system that we think is the scale of the future.
You talk about helping clients to commercialization and beyond. Can you elaborate on what that means?
So, in general, when we go into a project, even if it's an early phase project, we already have commercialization in mind. And one of those aspects is what I just mentioned, the cell line technology, for example. Being in early phase, you don't necessarily think about commercial and how to commercialize it already, but having an asset like a high titer cell line already alleviates some of the headaches that you might have down the road when it comes to the question, do I have enough material to prepare for my commercial launch? So this is something, just one of the many examples, where we already think in the early phase, how do we prepare to have a product that then is viable for the late phase and commercialization. And if you have a 8 gram, 10 gram per liter cell line, then the horizon of commercialization becomes much easier, because you can all of a sudden stay in the 2,000 liter system and stay in a mid-scale that is easily accessible, and have a high commercial need product on top of that. So that's one of the pieces where we already think commercial from the get-go.
What does partnership mean in practice at Rentschler Biopharma, both with clients and with strategic partners?
You said it already. We think it in two ways. We have the strategic partnerships with other service providers, and we have then our partnerships with clients. And I'll start with the first one, because I mentioned it in the beginning. Rentschler is a very focused drug substance CDMO. We strongly believe that you cannot be the best in everything you do. So these typical one-stop shops where you have the entire value chain under one roof. In our mind, you cannot be the expert in all of that, because it's such a big value chain to cover. That's why we focus on the drug substance. We do best on that portion, and for all of the other pieces in that value chain, we bring in strong strategic partners into the network that help us then with, for example, drug product manufacturing. We have a strategic alliance with Pharma there, because we truly believe that they are the best in the field on that scale. In the drug product field, we have a formulation development partnership with Pharma. So also they are one of the best formulation development organizations in the world to bring in that service. And this is how we think strategic partnerships. And at the same time, for clients, we always think long-term. And this is, I think, the strength that a family-owned business can bring to the table, because we're used to thinking long-term. We're not thinking in quarters. And that means for our clients, this long-term relationship building is something that is at the heart of what everything that we do. Every client should feel like they are client number one. And that's how we live and breathe our service.
So it sounds like nurturing those partnerships is important to you, and finding the best partners, the best collaborators. How do you go about finding the best collaborators, and what's your evaluation process like?
It's a very good question. Yeah? If we look at expanding the value chain in a certain direction, we always look at what's available overall in the market. We have a certain quality mindset already from our in-house thinking. So when we do list all of those available partners for whatever service you would like to bring to the value chain, the first thing we look at is, are they on par with our quality expectations? Do we see overlapping and alignment between our organization and the thinking of the organization that we would like to bring in as a strategic partner? And if that is the case, then we go into a normal due diligence process. Of course, we look at everything. Does it fit from a quality system perspective? But also, and that's a very important thing, does it fit from a cultural fit? Do we think and act alike? Does it align how we think with how that new partner thinks? Because if culture doesn't work, then all of the other pieces can be great, but working together will be a pain.
That's a great answer, and I appreciate you answering my question. I think that does wrap it up for our time, but thank you so much for joining me on stage.
Thank you very much.
All right, thank you.